welcome you to this beautiful program where we are talking about embracing responsibility and how to gain self-confidence. Very, very important. Both these topics are so critical. And we all, at some point in our life, struggle. It's not been that life has been smooth. We have, at certain times, everybody has felt a little lack of self-worth, like I say, a little embarrassed, a little like, am I ready? Any situation. And so we know what confidence means because we've all been through it. I'm not going to be touching so much on confidence, that portion. What I'm going to be talking about would be, because this is a very integral part, responsibility. If you don't get the responsibility right, then we don't understand what confidence is. So that's why we plugged the two together. And if I start with responsibility, the first thing that comes to our mind is like, what do you mean by responsible? जो मोटा मोटा सबको समझ आता है, responsible is कि मैं अपने आप का ध्यान रखता हूँ. Like मैंने अपना काम अच्छी तरह से किया, मैंने अपनी पढ़ाई अच्छी तरह से करी, मेरे को अच्छी नौकरी मिल गई, मैं अपने सबके लिए I am responsible. If you feel कि जो lady है घर में कि I can feed everybody, I give them a good home. The man feels कि मैं खाना लेके आता हूँ, so I go out and I earn and I come back. It's my responsibility, duty है. That's the way we look at it. So that is the conventional way of looking at it. But what we want to take you in this whole session is to take you a little deeper, जो हम कहते हैं थोड़ा profound way of looking at life, and that is we are looking at कि जो भी मेरी जिंदगी में हो रहा है, everything that is in your life, you're responsible for it. You're taking full on responsibility. That means that you are taking on responsibility for every experience. So, why it's important when we look at it like that, because this gives you an understanding कि जो भी आपकी जिंदगी में हुआ है, it's because आपने कोई decisions लिए हैं. You've taken certain choices. And even so much so that when you come on this planet, जब आपने बोला कि I want to have this experience as a human on this earth, you made the decision to come here. You made the decision to choose your path. Choices all the time. Every time you make, like I was explaining, that we have taken we at every step, for every experience that we come here, we make choices. हमने decision और choice इसका भी लिया है कि हमने यहाँ पर we want to come down to this planet and enjoy all the experiences this world offers. So in other words, अगर हमने वो decision लिया है कि हम आएंगे, हमारी ही choice थी और किसी ने नहीं कुछ बोला, we've chosen. So we've also chosen the parents. Like these are mota हिसाब लगा के these are the parents, this is the house I want to go to, this is what it will be. Whether your mother is going through a hard time, not, when you were a child, those were all the experiences we've asked for. Those were all our choices anyway. The problem comes in when we start, when we start sort of measuring it as good and bad. कि मैंने इतने सारे decisions बनाए अपनी जिंदगी में, सब गलत हो गए. We say that. So when you do that, that's when you feel कि ये जिंदगी बहुत भारी हो गई है, बहुत मुश्किल हो गई है, because we feel कि ये गलत था, ये सही नहीं था, ये decision मेरे को इतना guilty feel होता है, I've made that decision. But that's not the point. The point is कि आप इस जिंदगी में आए हो to just see what it is, and there's nothing wrong. Because अगर आप वो नहीं करते तो आपको आज यहाँ पर आप नहीं बैठे होते, आप नहीं आते इस point पर. You wouldn't have been at this, for this workshop. You wouldn't be sitting here. You wouldn't be listening to this, because all those things, experiences that you've been to, have brought you to where you are today. It wouldn't have happened any other way. So in a way, ये responsibility एक gift है for accountability. Like when you realize कि जो भी मैं action कर रही हूँ, anything that I'm doing, I am solely accountable. It's just me who's going to do everything. Every experience that I have wanted in my life is my thoughts. मैंने सोचा, उसको मैंने words डाले, फिर मैंने वो एक screen में देखा. It played out in front of me. So I am only accountable. So what I can only say in a situation like this is, अपनी सोच ही बदल लो. Get the experience you want. change the thoughts, you know, because what happens very often is कि हम conditioned thoughts से देखते हैं कि conditioning ऐसे हुई है, so we go into that phase, you know, we are so conditioned into believing the way we want to go ahead, the way we are programmed as a child, as we grow up, हमारी conditioning, तो हमने बिना awareness से कुछ decisions ले लिए, but that is also all right, because from there you learn to be more aware. From there you've learned, because because the whole journey is to figure out up on who am I. That's the whole point of this life. That's what we are here to do. So some of them you might feel are very horrible experiences. Okay, how could I have chosen these experiences? How did they come to me? But you've thought about it, you're vibrating on that, and there's nothing horrible, because from there only you've learned to be different. I was just on this TED talk I was listening to the other day, and वहाँ पर एक छोटा सा बच्चा who was in a foster care, his mother could not look after him, so he was put in foster care, and he had a sister with him, तो वो काफी उनकी लड़ाई झगड़े होते थे, तो उनके father जो foster father थे, he used to constantly be punishing them. Like अगर लड़ाई होती तो भी उनको punishment मिलती थी, अगर वो ना भी लड़ता तो भी उसको punishment मिलती थी. So any which way he says मैं तो damned ही था. And then eventually he grew up, he fell out of school, कभी जाता था कभी नहीं जाता था. He had a very rough childhood, and then he reached a stage, drugs किए, सब कुछ हुआ. He reached this point in his life when he had massive panic attacks. And he says, you know, कि घबराहट, anxiety, panic, I was in this mode, I could not control myself. Everything was because मेरी जिंदगी ही ऐसी थी. अब वो बोले कि यार मैंने तो ये choose ही नहीं किया, मेरे को तो ये सब, my mother only could not look after me. He says, then there was this one day when his therapist was talking to him. He says, even this experience that you're having on your panic attack is your responsibility. It's nobody else's. You can control it. You can stop this panic attack if you've decided that I'm done. I will not go into this. It's only your life. So जब उसको वो he said, जब भी मैं panic या anxiety में चले जाता था, I should just remember that it's just me. There's nobody else. It's me, my experience. What do I want? Can I control this? And he says, that's how I got out of being shy. So he's a young boy, 19-year-old. And he gave this beautiful talk. So he was obviously very confident. You could see कि थोड़ा शर्मा रहा था, but he was there to just give his viewpoint. And that gave inspiration to so many people. That this happens to a lot of us. A lot of our experiences don't go well. And that is the whole point of being on the earth plane. The earth plane did not tell you that you're only going to have wow experiences, which according to you, your ego self says कि हाँ ये सब अच्छे experiences होने चाहिए. Otherwise, as a soul, तो every experience is a great experience. Everything is a great experience, no matter what you look at, no matter what you do. I'm sure आपके पास questions होंगे. Please वो लिख लेना कि what do you mean by that? You can write it down. I'll answer them once I finish. Even if it is the most unfair and the most cruel experience that you experienced, you are responsible. There is nobody else. You have the idea that what am I going to respond to? Because the next question, when you look at responsibility, it is how will I respond? That's what responsibility means. This is your situation. How are you responding? Are you reacting? Are you responding? So these are life skills which we take time to learn, because for the longest time, हमारा conditioned behavior ही होता है. We're conditioned to just react. You know, we don't know how to do response because we don't know how to calm our mind down. For the longest time, we have it like that. So when you take on this responsibility that, okay, I am in charge, and right now I'm hurt with this situation, I can choose to see अब मेरा reaction क्या होगा कि मैं response दूंगी. How creative can I be? How different shall I handle the situation? I want to see how it plays out for me, because it's my life. I want to see what experience I want. So that is taking on full control. You are in the driving seat. आप decide करोगे everything in your life. Everything. You know, like just about anything. No matter what, somebody is saying something very hurtful and mean to you, you still have control what you want to respond. Are you going to get hurt with it? Because आपकी vibration hurt वाली है, तो आपको अच्छा नहीं लग रहा. Like I have one of so many people who do come to us, they always get upset with their mother-in-law. My mother-in-law said this. How could she have said this? कि मैंने रोटी ठीक तरह से नहीं बनाई. A small example. But I was like, she just said it. She is just saying her part. It's you who's taken it. Like, how could she? I'm feeling so small right now. She's made me feel like that. Again, a different way of looking at it is probably my mother-in-law is, that's all she knows. And that's how she is. I'll just have to say, chalo, meri mummy ko जो भी उनके मन में था, but I'll just say this is the best I could do, and here it is. So your vibration changes. अंदर से आप नहीं सड़ रहे, because when you give back that vibration to the other person, that loop will carry on. You know, so you'll be in that zone for a very long time. And this whole web that we fall in, the experience, the thoughts, the emotions that we put into it, it's like literally we are in a net. एक net हमारे ऊपर जाल, जिसको जैसे स्वामी विवेकानंद कहते हैं, कि you're in this जाल of your own experiences, of your own thoughts, and if you want to break free and you want to be creative and you want to feel different, उसको काटना है, जाल से भागना है आपने, तो उसको काटोगे तो कैसे काटोगे? By just thinking differently, by just getting a different perspective in it all, by calming yourself down. Nobody's hurting your self-worth as you feel other people are. So that's one of the ways you can get out of. And जब ये होता है तो आपको emotional freedom बहुत मिलती है, you know, because what happens is when you realize कि ये सारी feelings मेरे ही अंदर हैं और किसी के पास नहीं है. You know, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling let down, मेरे को जॉब से बाहर निकाल दिया, ऐसे लग रहा है कि मेरा काम अच्छा नहीं था, and it's, you know, I'm feeling terrible with it. So these are your feelings with the situation that's there in front of you. So what you can do in a situation like that, when you're trying to cope with very hard and difficult situations, is the way you're reacting. So you can just change the reaction and say, maybe now my job is gone away, but I have so many other new things to look at. And I've got a lot of skills, I've got a lot of talents. I'm not going to get afraid. I'll just go ahead and see. For example, जैसे अभी हमारा lockdown हुआ है. You know, we were locked down for the longest time. सबकी जिंदगी में भूचाल आया है. In everybody's life across the world. ये नहीं है कि only in our place यहीं पर. Across the globe, everybody is going through this uncertainty के होगा क्या. So it was again up to us how we look at it. Shall we sit down and cry and say, oh my God, life has collapsed. Now what do we do? You know, you go to Ludhiana, सारे industrialists कह रहे हैं कि 2020 तो खत्म ही हो गया हमारा. अब तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता, because you know it's a manufacturing hub when people are. So that is one way you can just say हाँ खत्म ही हो गया. But I feel human beings are so resilient, हम कुछ ना कुछ करेंगे. Obviously, you know, from where we were going in one direction, now we had to calm ourselves down a little bit. Maybe that gave us that time, not out of fear कि हम डर गए बीमारी से, but just to re-look at our lives, just focusing on how we are living our lives. So now we get a better grip. We were forced to sit down and be quiet. तो अब हमें थोड़ा सा grip के और क्या मेरा सोल चाह रहा है और कौन सी experience चाह रहा है. So we can always look at that in a quieter way. So we were all forced to just sit down in our homes and be quiet. You know, of course, in India it was very extreme because we did have a whole lot of migrants who never had that luxury to think like that. For them, it's the next meal. But humanity, we saw a lot of people just going out. एक बारी ये Tribune Chowk में there was this whole line of these migrants. It was raining that day, and they were just walking. You know, one guy, a driver who was carrying bread. He was just an auto driver with a whole lot of bread. उसने अपनी auto रोकी, सबको bread बांटी. All those people who were in a line walking. I mean, my heart just dropped out. Like, wow, look at us. There's so much every human being can do for one another. So that's another thing this whole COVID situation taught us of just being kind. And maybe it was fine we needed to be kind because we were so busy making so much of money, and we had lost, you know, track of what life is. So taking on responsibility, accountability of our feelings is very, very critical. Because once we know that it's only my feeling and I am responsible for it, nobody else, you've pretty much mastered life in that way. You know, you've pretty much understood how to go about life once you get that part going. You observe, you become more of an observer. Life is playing out and you're observing and you're saying, okay, now let me see. Like for example, you know, जब छोटा सा बच्चा होता है and he falls, you know, for 2 minutes he's quiet. because he's wondering कि मैं रोऊं कि मैं उठ जाऊं. How shall I respond to my falling? You know, he's very conscious of that. So he'll wait, and then if there's a parent, anxious parent going running, oh kya hua, then he'll choose to cry. कि चलो tension मिल रही है. So that way, that's how you do it. So whenever there's a situation thrown at you, you sort of sit back, look at it, and say, अब मैं इसको किस तरह से tackle करूँ? How should I respond in this situation? What is the experience I want right now? What kind do I want? Do I want to play angry? Do I want to play, you know, so you become an actor. और आप उस तरह से फिर आगे बढ़ सकते हो. And in this, the most important thing in this whole responsibility is you're not the victim. Now, life is not happening to you. कि मेरे साथ ही ऐसा होता है. Life is happening for you. You want experiences. You want all of it. That's why we've taken this body, this dense body that we've come into. And we are, as God beings, we are limited in this body, but we are having all these beautiful experiences. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to. So then you cannot blame anyone. कि मेरे parents की वजह से, मेरे colleague की वजह से, मेरे partner की वजह से, मेरे mother-in-law की वजह से, फलाने की वजह से, it's nobody, you. And if you are in a difficult relationship, you will be in it till the time you want to be in it. When you're done, you know there'll be ways. It's as simple. You don't have to try too hard. कुछ मुश्किल नहीं करना. आराम से आप निकल जाओगे. जितनी देर आपने वहां पर रहना है, आप रहोगे. And the moment you feel कि बस अब मेरा बहुत हो गया, मेरे को अगला experience चाहिए, वो रास्ते निकल आएंगे. So you don't need to really. So life is beautiful in a lot of ways. You really don't need to be too worried. You know, there was this during the Nazis' time when these Jews were very brutally treated. I mean, the worst humanity has seen in recent history. So they were in that Holocaust, and they were कभी उनको मतलब everything was ripped off them. हर एक चीज मतलब उनकी dignity, उनके जीने का humanity, like कुछ भी नहीं रहा. Like they were just skeleton bones. बेचारे इनको ये नहीं पता था कल हमने मरना है कि एक जीना है. But there was this one psychologist who was over there. Victor Franklin. उन्होंने एक बहुत अच्छी किताब भी लिखी है, Man's Search for Meaning. He says when we are no longer able to change a situation, that can be a challenge to change ourselves. अब ये situation तो ये है, अब तो यहाँ से तो मैं नहीं निकल सकता, तो मैं एक चीज कर सकता हूँ, मैं अपना response इस situation को change कर सकता हूँ. That's the only thing. That's what I have, and that's how I will go. या तो मैं बोल दूँ कि हाय मैंने तो मरना है, वो तो reality है ही है, हम सबने मरना है एक ना एक दिन. But today, I'm going to be responsible for how I feel. And that was like, imagine being in that difficult situation. And he came up with this beautiful book. And he says, no matter what any oppressor does to me, one thing he can't take away is my feelings, my soul. It's intact. Meri feelings koi nahi leke ja sakta. That is me, and that is my independence, and that's my freedom. And actually, that is so true. In a very difficult situation, you always are in charge of your thoughts, of your feelings, of the words that you put across to other people. You always are in charge of that. So what you can do is, you can always have people who you want. So if every experience you are in charge, तो संगत वैसे ही रखो. Those are the type of people you want. Those are the experiences you want. So you can start with that. You know that you can't blame anybody now. अब किसी को हम नहीं कह सकते कि इसके वजह से, उसके वजह से. We can't play that victim card. We are responsible. We know that we are in charge of everything that is going on in my life. If I can't change my situation, then at least I know how to respond to it. I can either get fed up of the lockdown, or I just say I'll make the most of it. Situation तो सबके लिए एक ही है ना कि आप तो lockdown में ही फंसे थे हम. There was nothing we could do. So we could make the most of it, or we could get anxious. One of the two, right? So the blame game stops. And we can't complain. That's another thing when we take responsibility. So that's over. Because again, when you are complaining, you're blaming. Then you're playing the victim card. You know, it's a whole loop. So wo bhi band ho jata hai. And every time, from every situation, remember one thing: you are expanding. You're always expanding. Your soul is expanding. The harder it is, the better it is, in a way. If you feel it's hard, according to you, everybody's situation is so different. So it might be किसी के लिए मुश्किल है, किसी के लिए बहुत आसान है. So you just sort of are learning and expanding from every experience, and you can just notice that. अपने देख लो अपनी life, and you know that you wouldn't have been this person if you had not had even one of those experiences. एक भी experience वहां से निकाल दो, आप वो नहीं बनोगे जो आप अभी हो. So everything is what we've asked for, everything, and it's the way we look at it. अगर हम कहें हाँ बहुत ही बुरा हुआ, बहुत ही बुरा, then that's the way. But otherwise, we can always have an experience that those experiences have just made you more independent, and it's made your life freer, and you now are capable of doing anything that you want, and that's very, very important. That's the empowerment that you want for yourself. So एक दूसरी बात है, personally हम बहुत ले लेते हैं दूसरे की बात, like we feel bad a lot of times. Why did this situation happen to me, which I have spoken in the past. So you just take it as an experience that's come your way. That's it. This is an experience. I had to go through this, and I'm going to go through it. So sometimes in life we often ask, अच्छा अब ये भी हो चुका है, अब देखते हैं और भी क्या है, because I could easily do that, I could easily pass, because हमने जिंदगी में बनाया हुआ है कि this is the way life has to work out. This is the way. आप बड़े होगे, आप पढ़ोगे, आप कॉलेज जाओगे, फिर आप गाड़ी लोगे, बंगला लोगे, सुंदर सी वाइफ लोगे, बच्चे होंगे, उनको अच्छे स्कूल में डालोगे. We मोटा decided this is life. But who's the way? If you don't want that kind of a life, and you want a different life, go ahead. So don't get bogged down. Don't let life bog you down. कि ये इसी parameter के अंदर मुझे घूमना फिरना है. Then that is limiting. Then your soul is not expanding. Then you'll feel depressed. That means your soul is already telling you, get out, do something different. Don't get into the rut of the same things. Maybe your soul is a different soul. And जितना आप free रहोगे, that is how beautifully you'll be attracting different beautiful things. Like for example, हमारे quantum clinic में we get so many people who keep coming to our clinic, who some of them are teachers and some of them are healers, and they just keep traveling and they do that and they have this beautiful energy, and we are like, wow, just look at them, look at the way life flows for them so easily, and that's what they're attracting, because they are not bound to life. They're not bound to, at 9 o'clock in the morning I have to eat my breakfast. Now I have to go to the park. Now at this time I have to do this. They moved away from those shackles. We feel that if we get out of the shackles, what will happen to our life? So we want to be very protected there, which is also okay. Take your time whenever you're ready. Whatever you want to do. If that suits you, that suits you. You're happy in that, you're fine with that. But I'm just saying, a lot of people do different things beautifully. So every day we have something going on any activity, maybe you want to, like I was just giving you that example where that guy stopped his gaadi or sabko bread devi. Some kindness, some sort of, a walk for yourself, anything that you want to do for the day that gives you that feeling of being fulfilled. Like today I lived. Today I did this and I lived it. So when I saw that man who was giving bread to everybody who was walking, he gave me an experience which brought tears to my eyes. So I was like, wow, I'm just so happy I got that. So that is one, and gratitude. So gratitude journal, हमने बार-बार बोला है a lot of times that please keep a gratitude journal. At night, just write down all the things you're grateful for. You'll be surprised कि इतना कुछ आपकी जिंदगी में अच्छा है, बुरा बहुत ही कम होगा. It'll be like hardly 2-3 things. Most of the things are going for you. You got a safe roof over your head where you're sleeping. Beautiful bed, lovely food, a gaadi to go from one place to the other. Most of the things are going for you. People are nice. You've got 1-2 good friends. Amazing. You have somebody watching out for you. So writing this gratitude journal just gives you a reality check. Like I have a lot going for me. If I look at what is not going for me, hardly anything, right? So that is very, very important. And of course, I'd like to say that living in this moment is when it brings you, like every time we get so hassled about the future, lockdown ke baad kya hoga, economy kab theek hoegi, everybody's talking about that. So that's why we are all stuck in it every morning. Pehle to COVID, how many deaths, how many people, how many this, pehle to wahi chal raha tha. Now it's gone on to the economy. So we will get gripped into all of that. But if we think about just the moment, like right now, and I'm not looking at a future which I don't know, so I can't predict it, kya pata kya hoga. So when you don't know, so you have to make your today happy, because if you are happy today, most probably, 100% you'll be fine in the future, because that is your vibration. That's the picture you're making for yourself. It's very critical कि आप अपनी screen में जितने भी 49 inches, 59 inches screen में क्या देख रहे हो, अभी क्या देख रहे हो, वही आपका future है. From your physical body, how well you're doing in health-wise, how well you're doing in your mind, in your thoughts, in your emotions. That's how well you'll be doing in the future. So you don't need to read too much of predictions, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. You in your present moment will decide your future also. So just take cognizance of, मतलब वो ले लो कि आज मैं क्या, अभी इस वक्त क्या feelings है. That's it. And then of course intention. So if you have those thoughts, set a very powerful intention. Just set an intention of what is it that you want. In all probability, वही होता है. You've seen your past lives also, your past experiences, where you notice that whenever you wanted something, you got it. Your intention has been so clear. So अगर materially सही हो रहा है, तो आप spiritually भी मांग लो, कुछ भी मांग लो, experiences मांग लो कि मेरे experiences आज से ऐसे ही होंगे. I'll be vibrating on that energy level. When you're vibrating on a high energy level, उस type के लोग ही आएंगे आपके पास. उस type के लोग आएंगे तो सब कुछ ही उस तरह का ही चलेगा. So it's just all an energy. It's all this thoughts is just all we have, and the feelings. And that's what you have to correct in taking on the responsibility for everything in your life, right?